Now time to talk a little weather. Meteorologist Colleen Campbell standing by. All right, Colleen, you got a big smile on your face. You got some change in store for that 7-day.
Yeah, well, I like these fronts, Frank, because and Courtney, because it gives us this drier weather, makes it a little bit more comfortable. Yes, it gets humid ahead of the front moving through. So this is also helping us out with the tropics, and I'll get to that in just a second. But what's our weather setup? Well, today we do have a front moving through our area, but you wouldn't know it because it's really not that breezy outside. We don't really have a lot of rain out there. What will eventually bring us rain is this area low pressure in the panhandle of Texas. So that's on the way. But for now, we have high pressure on the other side of this front, sinking drier air, keeping our forecast fairly dry for yet another day. I don't think there's any complaints out there besides maybe from the farmers that could want some rain. But with this front, we have lower humidity, comfy mornings. This is moving through the rest of the week. But as we move into this weekend, we will have that low pressure system start to move on over from Texas, and that will give us some scattered showers, possibly a few storms, but the timing is starting to look a little bit different. Originally, we were looking at about Sunday. Now it's looking more so like Monday. Not really expecting severe weather with this system, but here's the thing. It's been so dry lately that we don't want anybody caught off guard like, wow, it's raining. What's this coming down from the sky? Yeah, so here's a moisture meter, and this is basically showing you how much moisture we have to work with in the atmosphere to produce rain. And because we keep having these fronts that dip down into our area, all of that dry continental air keeps moving in, and that's really limiting our opportunity for rain. So here we are tonight around 10 p.m. The remainder of that front moves through. Then we have that dry air settle in for tomorrow and Friday. We'll have a drier end to the week. Here's that low pressure system starting to move over from Texas, finally gets here by about Sunday, Monday. That pushes another front into our area, and that's when we could see some rain. Sunday into Monday is when we're expecting a few scattered showers, perhaps a storm, and that's why we issued a weather impact alert. Not for severe weather, but because it's a disruption to the pattern that's been so dry, so beautiful, and basically rain-free, right? So we don't want you going into the weekend and saying, oh man, I forgot my umbrella because it's been dry the last couple of days. So just be on the lookout for that. Timing could change. Right now we're looking at about Sunday, Monday timeline. Satellite radar, again, pretty quiet here. Temperatures in Hillsborough and Pinellas County in the upper 70s closer to the coast. And then we do have some 80s as you head more inland through Hillsborough County. For the rest of the picture here, Brooksville sitting at 83. Hello to you. St. Petersburg jumping down 86, 80 in Port Manatee. So a mix of 80s, especially as head inland, they are much warmer in the mid 80s currently. For tonight, we will drop down to those 70s and eventually the upper 60s by tomorrow morning with a nice northeast wind. For tomorrow, it's mostly sunny, less humid after that front passes through, and the winds will be picking up speed a little bit. We have them starting off in the morning from the northeast, and then they will take more of a northwesterly direction between 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, getting into the tropics, here's Tropical Storm Melissa. This thing is just crawling. It's not moving very fast, and the problem with that is it's in a nice little hot tub right now. So it's going to have the opportunity to strengthen. Yes, it's encountering some shear right now, especially on the western side. Look at all the convection that's being blown off to the east. That's because we have some winds aloft that's basically blowing the storms out that way. So on this side, you really don't see any stormy weather. Now, this is currently south and west of Dominican Republic, Haiti, southeast of Jamaica. These are areas that have to be on the lookout. If you have any interest, any cruising plans, any vacation plans, this is something that you really need to pay attention to. They have a tropical storm watch in effect currently for Jamaica and a hurricane watch in effect for Haiti at this time, highlighted in the pink. Here's the track, certainly interesting. It is, again, going to meander in the Caribbean here. By Saturday, we're looking at a hurricane. It starts to pass south of Jamaica, move westward. By that time, we enter toward Monday. It could be a Category 4 hurricane, which would be the fourth out of our first 5 hurricanes to become a Category 4. That's only happened 3 other times in history since we've been tracking these systems, but that's getting into some stats there. 7-day forecast, again, we have that weather impact alert for Sunday due to some rain interrupting a dry week.